Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another fun-filled, so insanely fun episode of Unpopular Review, where we discuss all things NX Tuesday with the NX duo of the hour.
Oh shit. There we go. There we go. Hi there. Shit, there we go. I messed it up. I double clicked
Now,
that. Sorry about that. I didn't know you
you
were
are
taking
all
that
right.
down.
You are all right, sir. But we have myself as my usual cohorts would say, the sensational Sabrina Estella, and my partner, our compadre, the dog that barks out all the news to the world, Mad Dog Kelly. How are you?
Yeah. I could be better, unfortunately. First of all, how are you? I gotta say that first before I even how
Well,
you
I'm just
doing?
going to say I am very happy from night two of SummerSlam because of our
Right?
new interim women's
hmm
champion.
hmm
If I weren't so tired, I would
Yes.
have dressed as her tonight.
Right.
I pledge my allegiance to Miss Chelsea Green.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. I said that on the prediction show. I said, "What if Chelsea Green won?" And the guys thought I was insane. And I said to them, "I said,
If I were
no, I'm
there,
not."
if I were there, I would have stuck my neck
You
out
should,
for you,
you
and
should have
we
jumped
would
in
have been
because
right.
everybody was jumping in. Wrestling Dog should have seen it. Willie jumped in. Dice jumped in. Everybody was jumping in on that. So you should have just jumped in the
They're
chat.
all haters. They were all haters,
Honestly,
and they were all proven wrong.
honestly,
Every single one
honestly.
of them that kissed Jade Card. Listen,
I did end up picking Jade. I did. I will say that. I did
listen.
say Jade, but I did say, what if Chelsea doesn't win? I said, on Sunday night, I did say Money in the Bank, and she ended up winning. So,
Listen,
yeah,
if it wasn't SummerSlam, it would have been Money in the Bank. If
yeah,
they didn't do it
that's what
and
I
give her
said.
Money in the Bank briefcase and T-shirts and everything that said
Yes,
cha-ching Chelsea, or
yes.
have different ones color coordinated for her outfits, that would have been fun. And of course, we have the executive Chelsea Green hater in our chat who does not care for her.
The
Well, guess
executive
what?
Chelsea
The
Green
people
hater.
like myself, we
I
care,
love
we
her.
love, and I always say it. I worship the ground the
Yeah,
woman walks
yeah,
on. So
yeah.
guess what?
She's great.
She is our new interim women's
She's great.
champion, and until Rhea Ripley is back from injury,
She's great.
she is the
She
champion over
is,
on
yeah.
SmackDown. So you don't have to
Intern
see her on
champion, by
Mondays.
the way. Remember, that's intern champion. That is a book out of AEW's playbook.
I already said that. I already said that. I already said that.
Transitional, Chris says. He says it.
Of course he
Yeah.
says that because Jade Cargill didn't win. One of the
I
former
mean,
Miss
I
X
mean,
Harrises, as he used to call
I
her.
really thought she was gonna because of those baddies. You know what I mean? It was like,
Listen,
but
we always think she's gonna win because of them baddies, but guess what? Somebody was gonna take them baddies down, and they got taken down. But
I
shout
love
out to
that
all of them
show.
for wearing
Sorry,
something as a reference to Prince.
yeah, I
And you're
love
like, is
that
that
too.
what it is? I'm
I
like,
love that G too, man.
I
I
was like,
love that
really,
too.
dude? Look at the logo on her jacket. That's Prince.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta say, SummerSlam. I finally watched night one. Actually, I didn't watch it the Saturday, but I did watch it Sunday morning. It was good. I liked night one better than night two. I thought the
A lot of
Oba
people
and
did.
Brock match was really solid. A lot better than last year's. But I think overall, as a whole, I think last year's SummerSlam at MetLife Stadium was a lot better than this year's in Minnesota. To be honest with you, I just felt like that card was better. There was better matches last year, especially that tag team ladder match they all had. That was wild. Last year,
You do
but
know all those teams are either broken up or gone, right?
yes, of course, obviously, yes, of course. Um,
But
but
anyway,
they all still rock. Get it, because New Day rocks. Get it. They're joining AEW soon. So is Motor City Machine Guns, who are also in that match, by the way.
Motor City Machine Guns already debuted on All Elite Wrestling on
They did. I
last
said
week.
that they're AEW. Yes. Very excited for those
But
guys.
anyways,
I said that. I said on this show. I said they will be on AEW. New Day will be AEW. Corey saying will most likely be Ada. Chris
I'm
says,
just gonna say one more thing before we discuss NXT.
yeah.
Becky Lynch destroyed Liv Morgan last night. Anyways, we had NXT. It
Right.
started out. They gave us recaps of Grayson Waller's pipe bomb, which is basically the CM Punk pipe bomb of 2025. And he's calling all them people out, and it was insanity and craziness. And we get our first match, which was Jaida and Thea versus Karmen, Petrovic, and Nikkita. And you had Booker in commentary when Thea was coming out saying, "Oh, what are you so shocked that she joined Jaida instead of Natty?" I'm like, Booker, shut up.
Actually, fun facts with Maddog real quick. Booker T and Vic Joseph were on the WWE radio call this weekend for SummerSlam. Both did a great job. I listened to some of it on Saturday night in the car.
I'm just gonna say this that did not sound like Vic Joseph's voice when I heard the clips on the air. But anyways, we had Jaida and Karmen start the match, which basically felt like every high school teen movie fight with the popular girl and the. Anyways, so Jada's working Karmen's arm and she reverses all of that and tags Thea in, and of course Nikkita and Karmen start acting up and doing their thing, and Jaida comes in to help Thea, and they land some dives onto Nikkita and Karmen, and Natty attacks Thea on the floor and throws her inside for a tiger driver from Nikkita, and it does not happen. And Natty's helping Karmen. We get Thea fighting with Nikkita, and this match was just a fun, entertaining time. And it was just a fun time to see, and I like seeing Jaida and Thea work together. Do I think they're going to be a permanent tag team? No. I think it's just a temporary alliance of Jaida needs some help because Natty, Karmen, Nikkita, and Layla, when she's back from being injured, were being a problem. She needs somebody to help with that problem.
But they didn't know she was injured.
Maybe, I don't know, but she's not there, so maybe.
She's not on the TV, I know that.
She's not with them right now at the moment, so I don't know whether she's injured or if she just didn't want to deal with them right now. But like I said, I don't think they're gonna team forever. I just think it's a temporary alliance, and once all that blows over, they'll probably bump into each other every now and then, be cool, but they won't be like super best friends.
I have to ask you. I like this match. This match was good. Anything with Miss Jaida Parker is
all I'm just gonna say is I want to do my hair like Thea's now.
I do, and that's fair. And honestly, I would not blame you every time you should do your hair like that now. Anyway, I do have to say, and I do have to ask, this alliance, right? It's just when this goes to hell, and you know it's going to, right? We already know this is going to blow up some way, somehow. What's Thea going to do next? This is what I'm really scared about, is they're really not doing anything for her. The creator's not really feeding her anything. Then they feed her these short little storylines, and then she just kind of fades away for a while, and they're promoting the living hell out of her on TikTok. So I just, like, what's next for Thea? I like Thea. I always did. I thought she's talented. But she's more than a TikTok commercial, I think. That's my concern about this alliance.
Have her try to go after the North American Championship belt again at some point, or maybe even have her go after the Speed belt.
Okay. Like I could see that, but still though, I just hope they don't ruin that, ruin her, because I feel like they have in the past, And like I said, they've been doing a lot of TikTok commercials with her. I don't know if you've seen that, but there's been a lot
TikTok videos?
Whatever they're called, I don't know. Scrolls,
they're little videos. They're little reels,
clips,
videos. That's what
whatever,
they are now.
Yeah. And whatever they are, she's on a lot. She did one of them. It was so funny. I can't ever. You can go look it up. It was like, by the way, you can check NXT out tonight with this girl, and it was just a picture of her. And then you check out NXT with this girl, was another picture of her. And it was like, you can check out NXT with this girl, which is another picture of Thea Hale. It was all Thea Hale. It was really funny. I have to watch it to understand what I'm saying, but it was a great a commercial of hers to promote NXT. But that's what I feel like she is right now, and I feel like she's more than that. So I'm really hoping we see more.
I
But
mean,
I
she
thought the
is.
match
She's
was
just
good.
having fun right now.
And she should, but I do think she is championship material. I do. A lot of people say that. I believe that. So I'll stand by that. She deserves a title run at some point. I don't know a
And speaking
title.
of
Don't
those
ask
that
me.
may or may
But
not deserve a title run,
yeah, God, Cruz Montana. I mean, maybe right. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Big G's
maybe,
up in
but
there
not right now.
too. I mean, Big G,
Maybe,
you
but not
gotta
right
give
now.
me my boy Big G. Wrestling doll, Big G. Grayson Waller, Big G. He was on the night show. No? Okay. All right,
Afterwards,
great. We're
Natty
moving
and the
on, I
rest of
guess.
them go to work and attack, but of course, they're holding Thea up, trying to knock her out. Natty knocks out Nikkita, and Jada's had enough of that, and she recovers, and she and Thea send them all packing. Afterwards, the No Quarter Catch crew are backstage, and Tavion's nervous and making sure that Myles is ready, even though he's yelling and Myles jokes saying, I couldn't hear you, and he's like, this ain't no time for jokes. And Myles says he's locked in, he's ready to be a double champion. They talk it, they hug it out. Myles gives him a little pep talk saying they're gonna win them tag titles. But you all know, I've been hoping, I've been praying, I've been
Here
wishing
we go.
since the day that
Here
those
we go.
vanity
Here
dorks
we go.
won those belts, that somebody, anybody, would take them belts away from them boys. Because they suck, they're boring, they
He
don't look
called
good
it.
for those that call
She
themselves
called
vanity
it,
projects.
ladies and
They look like the before of a makeover. And this is me being nice about it.
Nice about it. That's nice of you.
You do realize I
I'll
said
tell
they
you.
look like the before of a makeover, right? You know what that means?
Yeah, no. No, but I'll just take your word for it. Sure.
So afterwards,
Okay.
we get a little quick recap of Oba beating Brock in Hell in a Cell and
Great match,
Lesnar
by the way.
announcing.
Congrats to Brock Lesnar, by the way. Retired, by the way, officially.
I
Yay.
was about to say that he announced his retirement this morning.
On! Come on, Wrestling Doll, say it with me. On! Where did he do it? Oh,
You
God,
tell
no, I got
me.
to finish the sentence. Fine. The Pat McAfee Show! Woo!
I wasn't paying that much
Okay,
attention. Brock Lesnar doesn't
our
interest
boy,
me. He hasn't interested me in the
our
last few
boy
years.
Pat covered the big interview today. It's all over the interwebs. I have more about it in my news segment later on tonight, but it was on the
You were
Pat
gonna be the
McAfee
only
Show.
one. You were gonna be the only one of us two who was gonna have information about that. Brock Lesnar has not interested me in wrestling in the last 2 years. Anyways,
I
we have
mean,
Tony D
it
making his
felt the match
entrance.
the other night. I'll tell you that.
So Tony D makes his entrance, getting on the mic. He says, last week, Grayson Waller came here, disrespected him, disrespected everybody in the back, and disrespected the brand. If he thinks he can use his title as a boomerang back to the main roster, that's not happening, and he's not talking trash without consequence. But Grayson is old news, and now he has Cruz Montana to deal with. And mistake or not, Montana laid him out and made his intentions clear. So come on down and finish their conversation before the jackass appears in the crow's nest and says, we're not going to do
Did
all
you
that.
call
And we
Big
know what
G a
Tony
jackass?
D
Big
did.
G. This is Big G we're talking about.
I'm
Big
not
G,
calling him
Big
that.
Grayson Waller.
You can
From
keep
down
calling him that.
under. Big
I'm not
G.
calling him that. You're the only one here
Okay.
that's going to call him that. I'm not
I
going to.
don't care. I will. All night long. Let's go.
Anyways, Grayson Waller appears in the crow's nest and says we're not going to do all that. And we all know what Tony D and Cruz would talk about, but everyone was talking about him after last week. So he's the money fight, and he's who Tony D should be talking to. And Tony D
Nice.
says, here Waller's talking trash from a distance and won't come into the ring because he is a bitch. And Grayson gives that And D'Angelo keeps going, saying they were teammates back in War Games in the 2.0 days. Runs through the whole team. Braun Breaker, champion. Mello, champion. Trick wasn't even in the match. He's a champion. Tony D, current champion. Grayson Waller, nothing. Waller came here to make himself relevant again by winning the title, but unfortunately for him, Tony's the champion. And Grayson says, that was really good. Did you practice that? People are talking about NXT, and it's all about Waller. And he knows D'Angelo lost his family, but did he lose his balls? But at least he's out here talking, while everyone else is backstage tweeting. Cruz Montana comes in through the crowd, greets NXT and says he didn't hear the champ call Grayson out, but since he's here, he'll give him the work. Last week he rattled some cages and he'll get props for that. And he's been in Grayson Waller's shoes. But he didn't go on the mic and clown anybody or moan or bitch and complain. He went up there, put in the work, and proved that he is the man that he says he is. Grayson has a chip on his shoulder because his nice and comfortable life isn't as comfortable as he likes. But Cruz says it was because it was either this or be a statistic on the block he still lives on. He hopes and prays that Waller never has to meet the man in the mirror the way he has, and he wants him to think about all that while rehearsing his corny-ass comeback lines. He spent years fighting to get here. Grayson Waller spent years fighting to get people to notice him. Grayson asked how many times he's gonna tell the same sad stories and said he had his own demons too. Cruz says, you funny, and your problem is you only fight for himself and that ain't gonna get you nowhere. But when you have people that depend on you, that you have to feed, that hold you accountable, that's what makes you the man, homeboy. Tony D says, I don't care what either of y'all's motivations are. Y'all want my title, let's go talk to Robert Stone, make a number one contenders match, and we'll pick a winner at Heatwave.
Oh, I'm so upset, wrestling, though. There's so much to unpack in that, don't you think? First of all, Tony D'Angelo is completely, absolutely, 100% wrong. And you know why he's wrong, wrestling, though?
No, but you're going to tell me anyway because you are the president of the Grayson Waller Kiss Ass Club.
No! It's the Big G Kick-Ass Club because him and Bold Syndicate boy Austin Theory won the tag belts on SmackDown a couple years ago. So that makes our Big G, by the way, is Big Grayson Waller, a champion. So Tony D'Angelo is completely wrong here. The whole thing with Cruz Montana, that's fine. I like it,
No. That is not what he is referring to, and you know it. He is referring to being NXT champion. Everybody that was listed that he said was champion except for Grayson Waller.
Big G was a champion. He said
Did you not hear what I was referring to? And did you not hear that Tony D said current champion? Do you realize what belt he was referring to?
I don't
know. The belt that's around his waist.
I don't know. But anyway, I do
Matthew Grayson Kelly. Do I need to find out where you live and hunt you down and knock some sense into your head right now?
Because I will. But I'm still, part of the Big G Grayson Waller Kick-Ass
You wrong.
No.
Yes, you are.
Not at all, Charmaine. Anyway, I do have to say about the whole thing about Cruz Montana. I do agree with Charmaine. I think he is going to be champion, but I don't think he's going to be next champion. I still think Tony D'Angelo should have a run. They're finally figuring out Tony's character. I'll give Tony D'Angelo this. They finally figured out this man's character. They made him some goofball mobster guy who I didn't like with the fedora to finally this big badass who's finally taking over NXT. This is the character he should have had all along. Okay, personally. Second of all, Cruz Montana, it seems like it's the same thing as last week. But you know what, though? It's time to get him in some matches and see, if Big G and, Montana can go one-on-one and, I think it's going to be Cruz Montana and Tony D at Heatwave, and then then maybe Grayson Waller interferes, maybe something happens. I don't know, but I would like to see him win. I would love to see Cruz Montana win the title, but I feel like Tony D deserves a long run with the belt too, because they just figured out his character. As for my boy Big G, he also deserves a belt, obviously, but I don't think he needs the belt right now. But he'll get his run. He'll get his shot. He'll become
I
champion.
have a question.
Please, please, please.
So since he might not
Oh,
win the
Jeffrey.
NXT championship, can he go fight Lexus King and beat him for the Speed championship so he can fight for 5 minutes every Tuesday?
No, leave Lexus King alone. Do you remember that whole thing with Britney Spears? They said, leave Britney alone. Leave Lexus alone. Let him go fight young Randy. Let him, let him and young Randy square off. Young Randy's now double champion. He doesn't need the North American belt no more. And I like young Randy. I do. I like young Randy a lot. He won, by the way. We'll get into that later. But like I said, let him go fight young Randy, become North American champion or something.
So Wren Sinclair is pacing nervously in the locker room with Kendal Grey, who's running her mouth a mile a minute all about her anxieties for tonight's main event, which is their underground fight. With Kendal calming Wren down, saying they wanted to be champions, they wanted this pressure, and you're up next, and you got this. And then we have their match, Wren Sinclair versus Zaria. If Wren retains her title, she gets a match for Zaria's North American Championship. And I liked this match. It was a good, decent 5-minute match. The match went on to a draw because they kept going. Zaria took too long trying to do her F5, which she does after the match is over. A little quick shout out to Wren because some people may remember, some may not, but when she was Maddie Rinkowski, one of the gears that she notoriously wore was black and white houndstooth.
Okay.
I saw it, I was like, okay, a nice little bit of that, a nice little moment. Whether people remember that or not.
I'm not really familiar with her before NXT, so I really don't know.
Which is a damn shame. Because her heel work as Maddie Rinkowski was fantastic.
Well, I have seen a couple of your matches.
Being the AEW, with you being the AEW aficionado that you are, you should have seen her on AEW Dark a couple times. You could have looked up some matches.
She was on Dark once or twice, wasn't she? Yeah.
Yes, really as well as in the Independents, and had a brief run in NWA with the independent wrestler named Missy Kate as M95, as the NWA Women's Tag Team Champions, which will forever be my favorite tag champions to ever hold the belts.
Okay.
But
no. So
I saw that little slip, but match was good. I didn't hate it. What did you think?
Yeah, I thought the match was fine. The question is what happens now? I don't understand. Like
Wren now gets an opportunity to go for Zaria's belt since the match went to a draw. All right. Wren retained her belt.
Okay, so because nobody ever said what happens if the match was a draw. I guess it was just championship.
They literally said because the match is a draw, the winner and still Wren Sinclair.
Okay, all right. So basically, championship rules were on, is what you're saying. Okay, that makes more sense. Thank you for explaining that. Right, match was good. I like Zaria. They tried to do this whole thing. It was pretty damn cool. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was good, but honestly, I get why they did it. Right? They have to protect Zaria. They have to protect Wren. So that's why they made it a draw. It protected both of them. Do I agree with this? No, but fine. We'll see the match probably at Heatwave. Oh, that's her gear? Okay, cool.
Yes.
Very cool. Very neat.
Yes, back when she used to do the split leg thing, when she had first started, she wore her original gear, which was the whole split one leg is a pant, the other's a short, and then I guess some people were clowning her about that shit. But then it's like Tavion does something similar and y'all don't clown him, which I've called out y'all out before.
No, Charmaine. Grayson Big G is not the wackest wrestler of all time. No, he's not. He's great, Big G. And
Well,
yes,
he's one of
Jeffrey,
the
I do agree.
he's one of the whacker male wrestlers of all time.
No. There's crazier guys out there.
Austin
Yeah.
Theory.
No, not Austin Theory.
Yes.
Austin Theory's great.
Listen,
Austin Theory's
Austin
great.
Theory is
He's another one
whack.
of the Bald Syndicate, he's bald, Austin
You
Theory.
do realize that the reason why Ron says all that stuff about the Bald Syndicate is because he doesn't like the bald people that much. And the reason why I call him whack.
I'm just, saying
Here's
that
the thing about
part of that.
Here's the thing about Austin Theory. If you're gonna try to do something new,
champion.
at least be original about it.
He's champion.
Don't try to be Judgment Day. No.
Judgment Day.
He's trying to be Dominic. He's trying to be Dominic.
No, they're not.
He's trying to be Dominic, which means Maxine by default is his Liv Morgan.
Yeah,
because she literally looks like him.
Yeah, absolutely.
She literally looks like her. Dressed like her.
Oh.
The only thing he's missing is a longer beard and longer hair.
No, the Vision is cooking. Leave my boys the Vision alone. Logan Paul, future world champion one day. Anyway, this match was good. I'm excited. I guess maybe the match will happen at Heatwave. Maybe we'll see. I don't know, but I think Zaria. I agree with Jeffrey. Zaria's F5 is actually better than Brock's, man. It's freaking crazy.
Well, because Brock really is much. Well, that's because Brock is much older and has put his body through a lot more, so it's not going to have the same impact as it did 10 to 20 years ago. And also, if you've never seen her heel work, just type in Maddie Renkowski and look up matches of hers in the Florida independent scene or anywhere in the United States. And you'll find her heel work. And it's very fantastic. She was very good at making people hate her. Right.
And now people love her.
Yes, nice setup. I'm in my room, so let me enjoy my room.
Anyways, like I said, I like this match. I'm excited to see Zaria probably retain, and then maybe Tatum Baxley comes back wrestling doll, and we get that Zaria Tatum.
Or we get Tatum Baxley called up to the main roster.
I would love that too. But I hate to tell you this, I don't think it's happening yet because Lola is.
I never said it was happening right now. I never said it was happening right now. I just said she get called up. I never said when.
Oh, that's fair. Anyways, I think she will too. Yeah.
So anyways, OTM are talking backstage. Bronco says he owes Lucian because he took his eyes off the prize and it cost both of them. And Lucian says it's fine. And they're talking, basically saying like, yeah, I've got my own thing going on somewhere else, but at the end of the day, you're still my boy kind of thing. And Lucian says, bro, you've got a backup plan. I got to find my own. Birthright come in and they start talking trash about all of that. And challenges Lexis King for a match. And Uriah Connors is telling him, you got to go through the bracket. He's like, I don't care about no damn bracket. Meaning, he's not trying to go for that belt. He just wants to fight Lexis. And Channing Tatum calls him out like, y'all are a tag team. You want a singles match? It's like, you tried to do the same damn thing before, Channing, so shut the F up.
Right. So, I don't know how I feel about all this. I don't know. I told you this. I told you before.
I thought you would be happy to see Lexis King on your TV screen for more than 2 seconds.
I love that.
You're the only birthright fan.
No. Leave once again. Jeffrey, say it with me in the chat. Hashtag leave Lexis King alone. Okay? First of all, no. Lexis King
never
brightens up my screen.
Never.
Okay?
You're the only one who feels that way.
The rest of this, with OTM and all that. Now that's just I love Kendal.
Correction. You're the only male in our unpopular Reef family that feels that way, because there are probably maybe one or two
Yes.
people that somewhat like him. I am not one of them, which means he's doing his job.
I mean,
So after that,
he is great at his job wrestling, though. Remember, leave Lexus King alone. And
he says he's good. He says he's good.
damn,
He's
Jess,
not
I
on your
have more
side.
faith. I have more
He's
faith
not
in
on your
you.
side. He's on my side.
Anyway, damn. Okay. No, I don't know. Just the whole tag division is just a mess. But you know what though? It got a bit better later in the night with the division. So yeah, I can't really complain all that much. But yeah.
So after that, we get Grayson Waller running into Kaylani Jordan. So she's talking
Big
to him,
G. Big G
and
running
she's
into,
basically going on about how they're both going after that they're both trying to go after opportunities, but unlike Grayson, she's going to do something that he's never done, which is win the main title on her first try, and Waller
Wow.
tells her not to miss.
Ooh.
No, you know.
Drama alert! Where's that Love Island promo right
And we
now?
get Mason rolling up to tell Grayson to come find out just how soft I am. And Waller says Mason doesn't know what sacrifice is. Cam attacks Mason from behind. They brawl and have to be pulled apart. Grayson cheers on, being like, yeah, yeah, keep going, and goes towards the door because he doesn't want to get himself involved.
I love this. Big G, Mason Rook. Rook versus the G. You know, it's like, the home
It's
G
Mason versus
versus the
Grayson.
Rook. You know, it's great. Exactly. It's Mason versus Grayson. And honestly, I love this. But I don't think it's time for the match just yet. Honestly, I think Big G deserves to get that spot on, and yes, that's that. Yeah. Oh, as for
Speaking
the
of
whole thing with
things,
Kalani, though, that whole thing with that drama, I do gotta say, I really do hope. I told you this last week. I've been saying this for weeks. I really hope they put her in a match and she actually does something, because she's very freaking talented, but she's very freaking whiny, and I'm tired of the whining. So do something. Make an opportunity, take an opportunity, win the match, and actually get your shot, my dear. Okay, you can move on now. Yeah, no more ranting from me about her.
so speaking of things we loved, we had the No Quarter Catch Crew and Myles, Borne, and
Yay!
Tavion Heights
Young
versus
Randy.
Swipe Rights and Brad Baylor and Ricky Smokes for the NXT Men's Tag Team Championships. And we had Tavion and Ricky starting things off. And Tavion takes him down and keeps attacking him in all kinds of ways to bring him down to the ground. And he's like, nope.
I agree with you.
Tags Myles, gives him a big suplex, whips him, clobbers Ricky. Baylor goes in for a tag, and they only get a 2 count. And this match was fun. It was entertaining.
Right.
I did not like that Myles was the one that kept getting attacked the most, but they're doing it because he won a title shot opportunity. And of course, there was the spots where Micah and Jackson were going to come up to interfere. Micah was distracting the ref, but the ref was not stupid. He turned around, seeing Jackson climb on top of the apron, seeing he was about to do something, and he kicked Jackson and Micah out of the ring, and with the power slam to Tavion onto Ricky after being hit with the Borne again. Your winners. After 6 title defenses, 5 more than Liv Morgan, by the way.
That's
Your
not
winners.
true.
She didn't defend the belt for 100 days and only had 1 title
Liv
defense.
Morgan is the greatest women's world champion of all time. Okay.
Clearly, you were not listening to Becky Lynch last night. Anyways, your winners
No.
and
Becky
new tag champions, the saviors of the NXT Men's Tag Division right now. because they answered my prayers. Tavion Heights, and now new double champion Myles Borne are the NXT Tag Champs. Now Myles, as well as Stephanie, have been double champions down in NXT.
Correct.
So
That is
hashtag
correct.
power couple.
That is correct. And you forgot to
So
say
I
his name.
am
I will
so
say
happy.
his name again. Young Randy finally won more gold in NXT wrestling, though. How about that? Isn't that great that he actually won more gold? Young Randy, just like young Randy Orton did back in his early days of Randy Orton's career of winning all the gold. Myles Borne is doing the same damn thing, and it's amazing. Tavion also deserves this too. They both deserve it. I can't wait to see. Maybe they'll spice up the tag division. I still think it's a mess. But hey, you know what? We'll see what happens with them being champions now. But congrats to young Randy. You know, Randy Orton was also a double champion at his one point of his career as well. And now Myles Borne is also a double champion, just like his girlfriend or fiance or wife or whoever it is,
They're
Stephanie
just
Vaquer.
boyfriend and girlfriend right now.
Right.
Titles are
Okay. Fair
important in
enough.
those
Fair
kinds of
enough.
things.
Fair enough. But look, don't blame me about who's with who and this one getting married, that one getting married. Everyone's getting married. Everyone's not getting married. Everyone's together. It's all very confusing for me. At
You
least. It's
literally sound
hard.
like people that are looking at Facebook posts and pictures of their people that they knew in middle school or high school getting married and they're still single. That's what you sound like right now.
I mean, I'm still single at 31, by the way, and doing just
There is
fine.
nothing
But
wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with
like
that.
I said, there is a lot of people around me getting married, and I'm fine with that as well. A lot of people are having babies now, but like I said, I'm doing this with you every Tuesday, and I'm happy with my life. So I will say, happy for these guys finally getting their due they deserve, and I'm just happy
May I
that
say my
those
favorite part
two
of the entire thing?
blonde bimbos are finally no longer champions. My favorite part is when the referee actually had some sense and realized that bum Jackson dummy ass and Mika were all up in the ring, and the referee was like, no, get the fuck out of this ring, bro. Gone. You out of here. You fired. Okay, God, yeah, you can tell me now. Yeah.
My favorite part was the temper tantrum they were throwing because they were no longer tag champions. Oh no, they lost. Boo hoo.
I mean, honestly, you have to blame your blonde ass, dumb ass bimbo boy for fucking Jackson Drake scaring my French there. But you have to
You're
blame
right.
him
No,
for
no,
really
no, no,
screwing with
no.
you.
No, no, no.
They
I
screwed
don't
with
like Jackson
him.
Drake. I don't like Jackson Drake. And neither is Micah anymore because when Vanity Project are going backstage and they run into Keanu
Mhm,
Carper, she's staring at
mhm,
Keanu for a little bit. And I'm just thinking to myself, girl, you stuck yourself to losers. You need to get yourself away. I don't look at men that look like Keanu like that much, but girl, go on to that because that man
yeah.
fights and will definitely bring more winning than those bums ever could. So
They're
afterwards,
clowns. They're clowns, and
well,
they're clowns. We know they're clowns, wrestling doll. It's not a fact. Micah needs to drop the blonde bimbos and actually go do something. Literally with Keanu Carver.
duh, I always do say they go to clown college. Anyways, the
Yes, yes,
Cullings
they
are
did. Anyway, yeah, you were right.
talking down to Lizzie backstage, and Lizzie reminds Izzy, "I beat you next week."
That is
And
true.
with all this nonsense, and Sean Spears comes up to have her back, and Nico actually speaks more than just 5 words. And basically, they all have a tag match next week. And Lizzie says, "I don't trust you. And if
Hmm.
things go left, it's going to turn into 3-on-1 real quick." And Sean does say she is a smart girl for that.
I will say, wrestling though. First of all, I am surprised. This is what I'm surprised about the whole segment, right? Nico actually got more than 5 words. Can we just
That's
finally
literally what I just said.
Can we congratulate the NXT writers for actually doing that for once? For
Well,
actually
I mean, they
giving him
had Sean.
actually a sentence?
They gave Sean all the words
Wow!
to say. That's why he can talk now.
Wow! This is actually a miracle, wrestling doll, that they actually gave him a sentence to speak. I am in shock. As for the thing with Lizzie Rain, I told you I think she's fantastic. She did beat Izzy, and honestly, Izzy's boring to me. I don't like her. I do think she's pretty as all hell. I will say that. I think she's very, very pretty, the girl. She's got the looks, but she does not have the talent to back it up, or even the damn mic skills to back it up. But she definitely has the look of an NXT superstar. Problem is, nothing else. As for Sean Spears, well, you already know that he was the whole, thing of why that whole group was working and why I like the calling so much. And now I don't like the calling anymore because they're just boring and tasteless. So that's how I feel about that.
All I can say is I'm more entertained with her on her social media than I am watching her on TV. Anyways,
It's
we
sad, it
had
really is. Anyway, go ahead, yeah.
we had Keanu Carver going up
Yeah.
against Eli Knight.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
I'm not calling him by the name they give him because it is stupid. Listen,
EK
there's a reason.
Prospector.
No. You are never going to get me to say that name because the name is stupid. Now, there's a
Prospector,
reason
come
why.
on, just like the one from Toy Story. That's the one I'm thinking of. The bad guy, the prospector. Meet the old prospector. Do. Okay. All right.
Are you
No,
done
guess
now?
not. Yeah, I guess.
Listen, I've known Eli
Okay.
before he got signed.
No.
I known him as Eli Knight. I will
I,
continue to
I,
call him Eli Knight.
okay.
There is a reason why I don't call certain people by the names they get given on NXT. If the name is stupid or it doesn't make sense to me or it has a totally different meaning that makes me uncomfortable as hell, I will not call you by that name. So for Eli Knight, I
Oh,
am not calling him by that name again because I'm sorry. The name to me is stupid. So I still refer to him as Eli Knight because that is my boy from before, and I'm gonna call him by the name that I know him as. The same reason
all right.
why I call Mariah May Monroe Mariah May Monroe. I call her by her government name. I
Lick
don't like the
his
name
dick,
that.
bro. That's what I
Yes, and
say.
I've already said before on the air why I don't like calling her by that name. It makes me uncomfortable because of the fact of what? Because there
Thank
was
you,
there's
Jeffrey.
a
Thank
X,
you, Frank.
there is an X, triple X actress that used that same name. That's why I don't use that name for her. It makes me uncomfortable to say because now I know that I can't unsee it. I know she calls herself that because of her family member, but I can't unsee that.
Did you see the
So it makes
video?
me
I think it was over the weekend. Wrestling Doll, not to distract you, but see the video over the weekend of with Mariah Blake, whatever you want to call her, Monroe, with her niece actually being at SummerSlam. It was a cool video she posted on TikTok. It was a very sweet moment. Go check it out.
Well, I mean, she does
Anyway,
have her sweet moments, but it was a
no,
match of
no,
brute strength versus high flying and speed, and I loved every second of it. It reminds me why I love watching Eli in the ring, and he had some creative and fun moments, like that spot with Keanu where he almost knocked out Booker T. Eli
that scared me. That
kicked
scared
him
me, by the
and
way.
fell on the announce table, sat right in front of Booker T and said, "You good?" And then like high five when Booker said, "I'm good," and then jumps onto the barricade and stomps him out, which I had not seen before, which I was just like, "Oh yes. Yes, Eli, get it." And I was like, "Will they give him the win?" Unfortunately not. He did not he won Keanu won via small package, which I was very surprised to see. I wasn't expecting that from him. But then again, I mean, he
Right.
also did apologize to Booker for almost hitting him, so that was surprising. And
It was.
after the match is over with the Mouthful of blood. Eli got a nod of respect from Keanu, which and Booker and Vic Joseph was like, I don't know which version is scarier, this one or the one that we know. I'm like, this version's scarier because this is the calm before the storm.
Is that right? I have to say this was
always the quiet ones you have to watch out for.
I would have to say, I do have to say, I will say, this match was fantastic by EK Prospector. Okay. Yeah. I see. I had to say it. You know, I was going there. Now, this match cooked. Keanu Carver had his spot. The whole thing with the table, Booker T getting in on it was fantastic. They needed to do more of this. Focus more of this. That's what makes NXT so great, Riot Room. Okay? I got you guys. Hire me. I'll help you guys out. Maybe I can actually change your tag division to make young Randy a triple champion over there in WWE. But right now,
are you trying to make him a triple crown champion?
Why not? Let him go up against
he
my boy
can.
Lexus, right? I mean, why not?
No.
No.
To be a triple crown champion, main belts, mid-card belts, tag belts. He's already got 2 of them. He just needs to go after the main one. He does not need to go after a 5-minute title belt.
No.
Let Lexus keep that belt because that means he can wrestle for 5 minutes.
According to WWE's guidelines and bylaws, which they do have, by the way, the speed belts are mid-card championships. So
he's already won a mid-card champion.
The
North American title is a mid-card champion.
It's a prestigious title on NXT. Remember, our boy Ethan Page, all ego, by the way, Ethan Page, won that title. Changed it to make one of the most prestigious titles of them all, the Canadian title, which sold out right away on WWE Shop. Going back to Maddog. But going back to this match has everything I wanted to. And in all honesty, we need more of this in NXT wrestling, don't we? Really do. I know you're just tapping your shoulder because you know that I'm right about my page, right?
You do realize the North American belt counts as a mid-card belt, right? It's not the main championship belt. So technically he has 2 out of 3. So he does not need to go after a belt. He doesn't need to go after the speed belt where you only wrestle for 5 minutes. He does a lot more in more than 5 minutes.
It wouldn't be bad. He actually can put on matches in 5 minutes, unlike my boy Lexus King.
I thought you wanted him to keep the belt. Anyways.
No, I told you. Lexus King dropped the belt. He doesn't need it. He's got his whole thing at TNA. It's great.
Okay, so then he can drop the belt and go work at TNA full time. Anyways, Cutler, James, and Osiris.
Terrible.
They're chatting backstage about everything that happened in front of a brooding Dion. And he takes offense to them, thinking that he's angry and not satisfied with everything again. Which, the way you're acting, it seems like you're angry and not satisfied with everything again. Like, what do you expect from these two when you act like that, cabrón? Dios mío. Anyways, Dion is complaining about getting put on a wall through a wall. And Osiris says, we got our hands raised. What more do you want? And he says, he wants what he always wants. Dark State to be unstoppable, to be feared, and blah, 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 blah. Like, boy, y'all weren't feared. Y'all were just annoying. Anyways, they barely beat a team that was thrown together the week before their match, and he's not cool with Grayson calling them soft and complacent. Next week, they're going to take care of Saquon Sugars, and he's not going to walk away from it.
Okay, all right, fine, I guess. We have the match set for next week. Excited to see what they do with it. And I don't know. It's just, I used to like those guys a lot. Remember, I used to say Dark State was so great, and they used to be Timo Shield. I don't like them anymore. I just don't. Now they're
Nobody likes Dark State. That's the problem.
I used to.
You were the only one.
And I was proud to be it at the time, but now they just bore me. It
You need to stop
sucks.
liking factions on NXT because every faction you like, you wind up unliking the second something changes.
I mean, honestly, it's because it bores me, wrestling, doll. It does. I'm sorry, it does. But hey, you know what? Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. I don't care for this.
So,
See,
anyways,
it's boring you. Dark State is boring you. It's making you yawn. See, I rest my case.
Dark State has bored me long before they bored you. And also because I'm tired.
I'm just catching on. Okay, fair enough. Cut me some slack.
Anyways, I'm yawning because I'm tired. Anyways, we got an
That's
Instagram
fine.
video from Shiloh Hill saying he fractured a bone in his face and he won't be around sometime soon.
Sad.
And he says
Love this guy.
Cam Hendricks said he tore a certain muscle, but those don't heal that fast, so he was either lying about being hurt or about being cleared, which obviously he lied about being hurt so that way he could miraculously have a match or whatever. He talks about being bored, he looked up some wrestling facts and all that, talking about the IC title after Chad won it, saying that Pat Patterson won the belt as the inaugural champion, and that there's no footage of the tournament, no videos, no proof of anything. He looked into the origin of the poison mist, which the great Kabuki started doing in Texas and brought it to Japan, which is where a lot of the people in Japan got it from. And of course, they do put up a memorial video of Dory Funk Jr., who recently passed this morning. May he rest in peace. Respects and prayers to his family, of course.
Yeah.
And we got Robert Stone on the phone confirming somebody's free agency. And Cruz rolls up and Stone tells him that you're good to go for a number one contenders match next week. Tristan Angels rose up and says Montana's got some nerve showing up as a newbie and inserting himself into the title scene. And Cruz points out all the time he's spent here before and everything he's done before and asks Tristan, how long have you been here? And Tristan says he's only been here 3 months. And he scoffs at the 3-monther, going, newbie.
Is that right? So, here's what I have. Tristan's still boring, and
we all know that.
You know, respect to the late Dory Funk Jr. He was one of the greatest. Him and Terry Funk were one of the greatest tag teams of all time. So that's what we got out of that. Congrats to Chad Gable winning in Minnesota. That was big out of that too. I guess we got all that out of that. But honestly, I don't care for Tristan. I'm very upset for Mr. NXT Shiloh Hill, though. That's very sad. If he is really hurt, that sucks because I haven't heard about it, but now I gotta go Google it because I love Shiloh Hill and it sucks that he's injured if he really is. Yeah. Because I think he's great and has so much potential. But yeah, that blows. But Tristan's boring, and that's all I gotta say on this whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we all know how boring he is. It just gives, whenever we talk about it, just gives me an excuse to talk in a British accent.
No, I get that. I love that too. But you know, that's great. But honestly, I just don't care for him. Has he really only been around for like 3 months? Honestly, it feels like longer. That feels longer to me. I don't know why.
That's because it feels longer in a bad way because that's how boring he is. Anyways, our main event. Kendal Grey versus Lola Vice in the NXT Women's Championship Underground match. Which they're feeling out, they kick each other for a little bit, there's a bit of a leg lock, and they almost roll to the edge of the ring, but Kendal stops herself. With a little bit of a double leg from Lola, grounded elbows, Kendal sends her to the floor and then into the announce desk. And they're fighting on the floor. And Kendal gets up in the ring with some spots from Lola. And she catches a kick and trips Kendal face first into the steel steps and is checking on Kendall as we see all this get all bloody. And I'm just like, oh my God, she busted her damn ear. And she says
That
she
was
can still go.
scary, by the way. That was scary to me, by the way. I don't
Everybody
wanna...
got scared of that. People
Okay,
were wondering
but
if
I
she'd
wasn't the
still
only
go.
one. But I wasn't the only one. Okay.
I mean, imagine being over watching it in person. I don't think anybody expected that over there. Good thing it was the lighting wasn't
No.
that bright.
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't cut it out in CW.
Well, I mean, it's also streaming on ESPN. Anyways, they
Yeah, that's right.
banished they bandaged her head, so they keep going back and forth. A little bit of drama over the ankle lock. They're trading punches. They both get down and only stay in the ring by bouncing off of Hank and Tank. Lola bouncing off of Hank and Tank onto Kendall. And she wakes up and puts Kendall in a sleep holder, but Kendall breaks the grip, reverses it to a crossbar, and Lola slips out, removes her glove, and Kendall ducks the Uraken, but Daryl Sharma eats it, and Lola puts her back in the sleeper, and Kendall is tapping out. Well, she's falling asleep, but there is no referee to see that she got knocked out. Kendall is fighting. Wren is there giving her a pep talk while she passes out. She gets in the ring to wake her up, shakes her awake, slaps her on the face to wake her up, telling her, "You got this. This is your championship. You're fighting for this. You need to show them that it's not just a fluke." And she gets back on her feet while Lola is picking up the referee.
Well, we like the same things.
A super kick gets turned into a roundhouse kick. Some punches from Lola. Kendall counters with the cross armbar and pulls it back more. Lola has to tap out. And by submission, Lola loses her first ever underground match, and Kendall still retains the belt. While Lola is sitting in the ring, while Kendall and Wren celebrates, Kendall hugs Lola and raises her hand, and that's how NXT ended tonight.
Wow. Okay. That was a lot to unpack. I do have to say, who do you think the free agent is? Before we even get to the main, before I say anything about the main event, who do you think the free agent is? Have any ideas? Anybody from the independent scene coming into NXT? Because I have no idea.
I'm honestly not 100% sure. They didn't give any hints or anything like that, so I can't say for certain
No.
who I think the free agent is.
Right. I agree. But I do have to say, yes, the area, yeah. It was. It was this. And I'm sorry for screaming into the mic. I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. But is the reason why NXT Wrestling Doll is not just the highlight of the week, but the highlight of WWE in general. Get general, like ring general, like Gunther, Holy smokestacks, where the hell do I begin with this? First of all, everything was happening with the ear and the out chopping and then the thing with the leg lock and in the middle of the match, the whole thing with the hack attack. Everything worked to perfection. These ladies told the story and it told it so well, and it's a passing of the torch. Lola Vice says, I won that championship. I was great as the freaking champion. I was one of the greats as NXT women's champions of all time. Now, I agree, Jeffrey. Kendal Grey retaining. It's Kendall's turn to run with the belt and become one of the greatest champions of all time. I agree, Jeffrey. SmackDown's looking really good right now. Remember, Chelsea Green is the president. Chelsea's now champion over there. Lola Vice, Chelsea Green, make it official, baby. Absolutely. Lola Vice could also go after the U.S. Women's title, but all honesty, I would love to see her in the main event scene with Chelsea Green. I think Lola and Chelsea could really tear it up in the ring, but this match was a great send off for Lola Vice. Honestly, it really was. And I'm glad that Maddie and Kendal had their little, or Wren, I should say. But see what you're making me do. You're making me mess everybody up now. Had their
I
little
did no such thing.
thing.
I haven't called her Maddie Rankowski in a hot minute.
You stole
I
her
just
Maddie earlier. That's why I'm getting
I
confused.
referred to her
Wren.
name so that way when
Uh,
people want to look up her heel work, they can use her old name, not
uh,
her current WWE name, because it's not going to have
ay,
her heel
ay,
work in it.
ay. They're making my head spin with these names. Anyway, Wren was great with the celebration. That was great, and just I loved it. I thought this was cinema. Is this match of the year? Absolutely not. But this was a really damn good match that actually could be a contender for match of the year. Anyway, yeah, that's my take on it. See, Jeffrey, yeah, this is what sometimes happens. I mess names up because Wrestling Doll tells me, hey, go look up her heel work. So, yeah. All right. That's how I feel about it. Next week, a lot of big matches. Excited for all of them. That's exciting. Hey,
Her picture's
I
up there still. Look over where Matt is.
I mean, I didn't remove
Look over
anything.
where Matthew is.
I think she's up there, actually up there.
Yes,
Yeah,
over
right, right
your
there.
head.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, which is actually fitting because I actually went to high school with her, and
I don't
now
have anything
she's
to drink right now, so I
actually
can't take a
part of
drink.
the Fatal Influence main eventing on tag team scene on SmackDown. She posted actually something when she made it to the main roster a couple weeks ago on her personal Facebook page. I did congratulate her. By the way. Hi, my bad guy. It's good to see you in the chat, buddy. We miss you over here. And yeah, like I said, that's the send off. To and Lola Vice. I want to see what's next. So, what is next
Do you
week?
have
Because I
anything else
honestly
you want to
forgot
tell us?
already.
Do you have anything
Yeah,
else to
I
tell us? Because that was
will.
the main event.
I do want to do a couple of things, but I do want to get to next week. Next week, hold on. Let me see what next week is. Let me see if they have next week announced. They announced stuff, right? Give me a minute. Let me see. Give my phone to load because I do have some stories here I do need to get here, but I do need to see. Hold on, NXT card for next week. Give me my phone, trusty little phone to load here, and I will tell you what is on tap for next week, ladies and gentlemen. Before I get to my new segment, we get up on out of here. Hold on, I do not know why my AI software thing is taking an eternity to load. They always do. But like I said, the Wrestling Doll, I do think Lola Vice will move to SmackDown. I do want to see her tag with not tag but face Chelsea Green. I don't know why my phone's taking so long. So give it a minute here. It finally just said searching the web. So that is great news, ladies and gentlemen. But like I said, I do think the match was fantastic, and yeah, it's really great to see Kendal, take the championship and make it kind of her own. I really do, as I'm still waiting here for next week. I know they made matches for next week, so I don't know why this damn thing's taking so long for it to load. It always does. But like I said, though, I do think Kendall's in her own, right now with the belt, and yeah, I can't wait to see what they do with Lola. I don't know why this isn't working. Anyway. All right. If this actually ends up loading, right now we're gonna run my news intro here. I do have a couple of stories I do want to run. Let me find my intro here. Where is it? Hold on. I gotta scroll down. And we'll be right back.
Hey guys, what's up?
All right, so I didn't do it, but I'm just gonna do a quick Google search NXT next week's card because this is driving me nuts because I know we had matches announced for next week. So, next week for the August 11th lineup will feature an NXT Championship Contenders match alongside the North American Women's Championship title defense. So that's what we get next week, Wrestling Doll. Actually, I just have to Google search that real quick and glad that. All right, so let's get to these stories here real quick so we can get up on out of here, my dear. First of all, I do want to bring this up. Where is it? Oh my goodness, I'm telling you, it's been all right. I do want to bring this up. As we mentioned earlier in the show, Wrestling Doll, you mentioned it, the late, great Dory Funk Jr. passed away. WWE is saddened to learn Dory Funk, a Hall of Famer, an influencer, wrestling trainer, has passed away. A member of the Funk Wrestling Dynasty. Didn't come much tougher or more respected than Dory Funk. That was Triple H who wrote that, by the way. He was a NWA champion, heavyweight champion, and he worked with the trainers. He died at the age of 85. He died in Florida, I believe, where he's lived for decades. His wife Martini confirmed the news to the Oakland Gazette this morning. No cause of death has been given. So very sad. Condolences to his family. I know what he's going through right now. Just have my own passing as well, and I'll get to that at the end of our show. I'll talk more about that after I'm done here. Wrestling Doll, Max Caster's contract with AEW is coming up later this year. There is rumors that they might get rid of him and he might come to the E. Jeffrey said, who can the free agent be? What if it's Max Caster?
If he starts rapping, dissing everybody, I swear to God, I'm going to do this.
I love
That's what I'm going to do.
that. All right. I gotta say the next
That's
thing
what I'm going to do because I have a feeling they might not have him do that.
Fair enough.
They'll be like, we already had Cena do that. We're not going to do that again.
So as you all know, or maybe you don't know if you didn't watch SummerSlam of the weekend, my boy Whoop That Tricky Williams lost his title belt to the end of days man king of the former freaking ring, King Happy Corbin, Baron Corbin.
Nobody calls him Happy Corbin anymore.
Don't care. I still do. King Happy Corbin is fantastic. Do not mess with that man. No one kicked that at the end of the days except for Drew McIntyre. Correcting last night's regular review show, who actually said that somebody did. No, actually, Drew McIntyre was the only person who did. Anyway, I will say this. Little Yachty is currently in talks with WWE for a new contract. He's been doing some training at the Performance Center. So, I'm going to get to this comment here. Yeah, we'll see, Jeffrey. The WWE might keep that. This next one is probably my favorite story of the day, Wrestling Doll. You want to know why? No?
You're going to say it anyways.
Right. You're damn right I am. You know it. Brock Lesnar, as you said earlier in the show, confirmed he is officially retired from professional wrestling and said that he is retired, ending in uncertainty if I only experience WrestleMania. Speaking on, come on, Wrestling, say it with me. The Pat McAfee show. You did not say it, but that's okay.
I don't have enough energy to say it.
Show. Lesnar addressed directly for the first time since moving to over Femi inside Hell in the Cell. in the main event of night 1 at SummerSlam Saturday. Thank you, Brock, for all you do. Your kids are beasts at hockey. His daughter is literally trying out for the track and field team for the Olympics, so I hope that works out for her. And I also found out that his daughter is married to Tennessee's Titan center, Drew Moss, by the way. So I found that out today as well. I found out a lot about the Lesnar family today here. And the last thing I have here, PW Insider is claiming that Morissade is actually leaving TNA soon.
I mean, Mara Sade, and yes, her contract is up as of now, and there's talk that she might go somewhere else. She might just be a free agent and travel wherever she pleases.
AEW! She's AEW bound, my dear. Let's get
We gotta
it.
stop you. No. I've already said it before. I'm gonna get some energy for the next few seconds. Every time somebody leaves a company that is not AEW, we gotta stop assuming that's where they're gonna go automatically. Not everybody's gonna go to AEW.
Okay.
She could be a free agent and travel wherever she pleases. She could work at multiple companies. A lot of independent wrestlers that make a decent amount of money, they do that. Not everybody's gonna go to AEW. Besides, they got too many people. They got too many people.
But Motor
There's
City
too many
Machine
people.
Guns, former WWE guys, just debuted last Thursday on Collision
You do
in
time out.
AEW.
Time out. They did a couple things over there before they went to the WWE. Okay? And way before that they were in TNA. So that doesn't count.
Yes, it does. They were still WWE who went over to AEW.
But they technically did some stuff in AEW before they went to WWE.
Once or twice, but it was one-offs.
That's why I said it doesn't count. Because they were already at AEW.
Tough. That's tough. You know, Google and AI might debate you on that one, but I'll let it slide for the sake of tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And that's all I have. Before we get on out of here, I mentioned my own passing of somebody. It's been a crazy few hours. The last actually probably day and a half. She can Jeffrey, but she's most likely going to AEW. It's where the big money is, okay? We know that. But anyway, going back to this, last night, probably I think around 2:30 in the morning, I unfortunately lost my grandpa at the age of 100 years old. Here's a picture of all of us here last year. That's my grandpa right there in the middle there. As you can see, smiling. I'm right next to him. My mom's right there, and that's my brother Dylan up top. I got the call from my brother. Actually, my brother actually called my mother, and it was like, hey, he passed away. You guys need to get down here. So we ran down to his house. Probably around 3 in the morning. They pronounced him dead around 4, unfortunately. And yeah, I've just been kind of going through a lot. I love my grandpa. I'm dedicating tonight's show to him. I wanted to do it. I didn't think I was going to do tonight, to be honest with you, because I really wasn't in the right mind space all day. But, I want to dedicate this show to him. I loved him. I loved doing the college football with him every week. Wrestling doll, we always went and we did this football. Thank you, Jeffrey. This football thing. We did the college football. We used to pick the games, and he always wanted to know, wrestling doll, every single game we picked right, picked wrong, what was the score, how did we do each. He was so invested in that. That's coming up again, and I'm going to be playing again in his honor this year. I'm going to keeping the trend going for him, as I should, because that was his thing with me. And yeah, it's just been a rough couple of hours. It just hasn't even been a full 24 hours as of yet, because it happened at 2:30. It's only 11:30 now, but the last probably 16, 17 hours has just been everything through my head. And I want to thank everybody in the comments for the support. I want to thank the UPR family for all the support and all the messages, everybody on Facebook, everybody on Twitter, social media, Instagram, all over the place, just giving me the support and strength right now, because in all honesty, I definitely need it, because he was a huge part of my life, wrestling doll. And I'm glad you're just giving me a second to talk about him real quick before we wrap up here. So thank you for that, my dear. Yeah.
Well, of
R.I.P.
course,
Grandpa. I
I
love
pay
you.
my respect to a couple other people on here. One that I did know and one that I didn't know personally, but a lot of people in the Florida indie scene did. So, of course, I was going to let you talk about him. And of course, myself, everybody in the UPR, everybody watching,
Yeah.
everybody that knows you, sends love and prayers to your family for
Thank you
everything
guys.
and that you all get
Mm-hmm.
through it.
Thank you guys so
You
much. Yeah.
you take all the time you need. There is no set amount of time for grieving or anything. No one will blame you. No one's going to judge you for anything if you're still not over it. And if they do, they have no souls.
Yeah. Man, no, thank you guys so much for all the love and support. I do, appreciate all of that, guys. But I don't want to end on a sad note. I do want to end on that. We will be doing a celebration of life for him. So we are going to be celebrating this man's life, 100 years old. He saw the next win, or at least you heard about it. He actually, lived for the 254th of July celebration as well. So there is a lot of good things that happen, and like I said, the man made it to 100. So I do not want to end on a sad note. Wrestling doll, let's go over the shows real quick, because we here at UPR have so many shows, and I'm actually going to do it this week if you don't mind, and I'll let you take over for your channel, my dear. First up,
Go ahead.
we have, and I do want to mention this, friend of the program. I actually see how I did it. I did friend of the program, just like my boy Pat McAfee. We're so gonna get copyrighted by the end of this, but I really don't give a damn. Mike Knox show for the Intelligent Wrestling Fan at 6 p.m. on Mondays. Please check him out. He's a friend of the program. He's a great guy. Check him out. I did not get into his chat on Monday because I got really busy doing stuff. I always thought I had to run down to Grandpa's house to see him, not see him. There was a lot going on with all that before I found out the news last night. But anyway, Monday nights, we have I think they're still keeping the Rated R review show with Cactus Katie, Zia Silent, and Stephen Willie Beeman when he wants to join. And we also had last night Jean Baptiste, and we also had the executive consultant on last night. Please go check out that show. That show was absolutely wild. I loved it. And then I don't think they got done till over midnight. Tuesday night wrestling, dog. Where are we? We are here. I am here, Maddog Kelly, the news guy, with the sensational Sabrina Estella, aka the wrestling doll. I'm actually pointing in the right direction because my camera hands are actually doing the right thing tonight. So Tuesday night we'll break down NXT every single Tuesday. Tomorrow night you have the All Elite E podcast. I believe Cactus Katie will be filling it because it was supposed to be my week, but I'm actually going to see the Odyssey with my brother. It actually gives us some bonding time after the whole thing with my grandpa and all. We actually kind of need this. We actually decided this morning will we still go see the movie or not. We're still going to go see the movie. Anyway, but tomorrow night, please check out the All the E podcast with the Sheriff, Tamara, and Bobby Steele. And tomorrow night, Cactus Katie. Next week, be Venomous Vince, because I'm actually going to Guns N' Roses next Wednesday night. But I will be here for NXT Tuesday. I will not miss NXT. I promise you guys. And then Thursday, we might have prediction shows. We're in the talks of possibly doing a Family Feud. We're going to end up, possibly in talks of that. So please stay tuned for that on Thursdays when we do it. Stay tuned to our socials. And then on Friday night, right after SmackDown, catch my boys Jean Baptiste And check out my other boy, Venice Vincent, as they cover the SmackDown Showdown right after SmackDown every Friday at 10:15. I did not get in there last Friday because I was actually at Motley Crue, which was a great show, by the way. So, yeah. But those are our wrestling shows. We have stuff on our entertainment side as well, Wrestling Doll. Hopefully people can check that out. Movie reviews and a lot of TV reviews. And now I'm going to let you take over because I believe, my dear, you have a YouTube channel.
Yes, you can go to my YouTube channel, The Unofficial Camera Woman, where I go throughout Central Florida and occasionally South and record wrestling matches and put them up on the internet for the world to see. I might go to a show this weekend and get some footage. If I do, I'll put it up later. If I don't, I'm still going to go to a show on a Sunday and not record there because I don't want them to find out, so they try to get me and not pay me.
Oh, so they're paying you on Sunday to be there?
No, they're not paying me to be there. If this particular one, if they find out I do record videos and put it up online, they're going to ask me to record for them, but they won't pay me.
What? That's
But
confusing.
I am
Okay.
getting it. But there is a company that's being made here in Florida. It's getting worked
Okay.
on, and I am the camera
Okay.
person for that. So once that one starts, that one I
Ooh.
will get paid for.
Wow, that is amazing. That's amazing news. That is big news here on the channel, ladies and gentlemen. That is
And
big
do not
breaking news.
forget to check out the Big Pop Theory podcast, ran by Grand Slam Pooba as well as Captain Shay Sawyer, as they discuss all things wrestling. I'm assuming they did one for SummerSlam where they talked about everything that happened, and I'm sure Miss Shay Sawyer went on a 30-minute rant on the injustice that was for Finn Balor
Oh,
on
I
her
feel so
behalf,
bad.
and
Oh, I
probably for
feel
me
so
as well
bad.
because we are
Oh, I
both
feel so bad
diehard
for
Finn
him.
Balor fans.
I feel so bad for him. All I gotta say about that is I
Where is
feel
the
so bad
justice?
for him. I feel
It
so
has been
bad for
10
him, my
years.
dear.
No, no,
Yes,
no, no, no,
yes.
no, 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 no. I just got some energy back. I just got some energy back. I'm
Please,
going to make
please,
Shay Sawyer
please,
proud right
preach,
now.
preach. Yes, preach.
It has been 10 years for Finn
Yeah,
Balor since he was
yeah.
made the inaugural, let me repeat that, the inaugural Universal Champion at SummerSlam. He
I
had
have that
to
belt.
vacate the belt due to an injury at a horrible turnbuckle spot. What
I
have they
remember
done
that.
from title wise since?
Nothing.
Barely a damn thing. What was the last
Nothing.
title he's gotten in the last few years? Tag titles.
I, I don't even
When's he gonna get a
remember.
chance to go for the big gold or maybe a mid card belt? I'm done now, Jeffrey.
Maybe he wins Money in the Bank. Maybe that's the story, Finn in the Bank. I don't think that
Vincent
happens,
Kennedy
but
McMahon screwed him over. What makes you think that Triple H and TKO are gonna do any better for him?
oh, you mean triple fraud and AHP bitch ass? Yeah, no, no,
My point exactly.
absolutely not. Yeah, no. But you know what though? It was worth a shot. My dream booking would have been Finn Balor and Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green is champion, so she cannot be Miss Money in the Bank. So now I don't know who's going to be Money in the Bank. But
Well, we'll
I
see
do want
based
to
on the Money in the
say,
Bank qualifier
um,
matches.
before we get out of here, I did miss a big breaking news. Montez Ford and Bianca Belair had their baby earlier today. Congratulations to the couple for having their
Romeo
kid.
Leonardo Allen Crawford has been brought into this world.
That's a name, man. Wow, that's a long name. Wow.
Why was
Wow.
Gunther in that match? Because Nick Aldis
Moon
was
jobber. That's right.
decided to put him in the match afterwards because apparently Gunther felt like he was owed that because he was screwed out of the opportunity several times.
That makes no
Work
sense.
for it like a man.
Why did they put Kevin Owens in the match? That I don't
Because he came back from
understand.
injury, that's why. You know how many
Makes
times they
no
have surprises
sense.
and they wind up winning?
Yeah, it makes no sense though, wrestling
They
doll.
did it for
I'm
Paige
telling you,
because
the
Nikki was injured.
main. Oh yeah, I feel bad for that. By the way, that old term, but that was coming, and you know where that's going. I hope. Unfortunately, I believe one of the
Look
bells
at
got
what I'm
injured.
wearing.
Yes, I was going to say AJ and Paige, baby, but I believe which Bella is hurt. Brie Bella now is hurt,
Brie
I think.
Bella is the
So
one that has a shoulder injury. Nikki just
right,
recovered from her leg
right.
injury.
Right. I do hope that, I do agree, Jeffrey, baby EST. I do hope that Bree gets better soon so we can actually run this page and Bella's thing. But
In the
honestly, it sounds like
meantime,
a
Nikki's
Mania
just going to
match.
be going. In
So
the
go
meantime,
ahead.
Nikki's going to be going on and on saying like, "Oh, I brought you in to help us, but I didn't bring you in to replace me and all that." And Paige would say that she wasn't trying to do anything like that. That she saw them like
Oh,
family. She wasn't trying to replace them
right,
as family.
right. Mhm.
But
I
we'll
mean,
just see how that goes when they
honestly,
run that back.
we will. We will. But honestly, ladies and gentlemen, that is our show. I'm actually where I do gotta, come on, wrestlers, don't do it with me. And life is not fair. And still, the GOATest champion of all time, Roman OTC, throw the one up, reigns, baby. Retained at SummerSlam, my dear. One of the
And
best matches I've seen in a while.
he finally got a one-on-one win over Seth Rollins after God knows how long.
Freaking Rollins, Seth freaking Rollins, by the way. But yes, he did. And Roman deserves it. And man, I love this stuff with the bloodline. WWE might be having garbage stories right now, but the shit with the bloodline is amazing. I love it. Let it cook. I agree, Jeffrey. I agree. We're gonna get up out of here. We're gonna be back next week to cover the North American title, I believe, women's title, and a number one title contendership match. Wrestling doll. If you had to pick before we get off the air, Cruz Montana possibly winning over my boy Big G.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so too. Cruz and Tony at Heatwave, ladies and gentlemen.
That's the
We'll be
money match.
back next week. That is. Remember, that goes up, and that actually does not go up against All In because All In starts at 12 p.m. So honestly, I'll be able to watch All In and NXT that night. I'm so excited for all that August 30th. Anyway, guys, you have a great night. Have a great week. Watch the other shows, and we'll be back next week. Bye, guys.